Cool. All right. Welcome to Talk About Paint Club, filmed in front of the live studio audience. I'm Rick Strohmeyer.
And I'm not. I'm Matt Hattress. Hey, Jason. What's up?
All right. Okay. So, thank you everybody for watching. This is the first time we're able to get together for March. It is already the 11th. We will have a show next week. We will not have a show the week after, but I will. And
Yes, you will.
no, yeah. So
maybe we will have a show. Maybe I will go live.
We could. We might be streaming. That'd be cool. All right. So, hi Dylan and Jason. Jason, awesome job. All right. So, yes, show we have next week will be our last scheduled for the month, and tonight we will be discussing last month's color of the month, future color of the month, and math and future shows. Because Nicole has are you talking about one too? You talk about
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
I was like, am I? Yes.
We had all the time in the world, right? Or until the earbuds die. And so, yeah, thank you. This is exciting. So let's get into it. Nicole, what are you drinking tonight?
As I took a sip of boba tea.
What is that? Gerbil eyes?
They're tapioca balls.
Take him. Okay.
I went to Texas State Brazil and had some good Brazilian steakhouse, and across the street was boba, so I got some boba.
There we go. That's perfect.
I already had my liquor earlier. I had the Brazilian steakhouse.
Uh-huh.
What is that? It's bright.
Orange juice.
It looks like it's in a can, though.
It's in a pint glass.
Oh, I don't. Oh, it's that. Okay. The
Grinch
way you were
that stole
holding
Christmas.
Yeah, it was the way you were holding it. It was like, so it looked like it was a can.
No, I just
like
decided.
The label.
I just decided I'm going to put it right by the camera. So, like, if I spill it, that means we're all good. The show's fucked too. So it's just like, as my dad would probably have called me, fucking careless. All right. So, anyway, so we have all right. So, drinks, blah blah blah. Struggling to get my notes. So, we're just gonna jump into what you got. What have you done lately?
We've been doing some shit.
And yeah, I'm gonna kind of be jumping around tonight, but that's all right. All right. So let's see.
Whatever. That's us.
All right. So we're going to I'm going to learn how to do this. Relearn how to do this. It's been a busy day. All right. Screen, video, background, audio. I understand. No, not that window. Here we go.
Okay.
Boom.
So Dylan just sent me a picture, and I don't care. Congratulations. He just had his brother just had his babies.
Hey, good. Yeah.
Okay, so I made that for Jen's the secret show.
Okay.
For Jen. Cone's art makes that, and on the back it says it's okay to not be okay. And like the pill bottle actually opens, but I didn't want to like ruin the paint job on it. And the tag attached to it is like a shaker tag I made. Like glitter is inside of it, and behind it is a finger that's like this, like fuck cancer, and it glows, the finger and all of that. So I put her Rufus on top. I painted it teal for ovarian cancer. Yeah, I used my good old color wheel to like match up with what neon color I wanted the pill bottle to be.
Okay.
I used gold, you know, to kind of give like a brightness, like to the idea of like it's okay to not be okay, and like, you know, there's gonna be something good and like bright after all this. And I sculpted like two, or like a hand casted two little roses, put them up on top of the pill bottle with him, or three of them, because three is like a spiritual number kind of deal, with like in numerology it's like the like all powerful number. Yeah, you get it.
No,
It's
I'm
like
looking.
I was
It
like
kind of
making all those pieces, and then it's like, oh, but I get they're not for her, but like I made it like thinking like of her.
right. That's cool.
And the shit was hilarious because, you know, like when we were doing our live with Priscilla, and we
Oh
said
yeah.
the animal show, I was like, and I talked to you about this after, where I was like, the animal show. I was like, did I fuck up? So then I ran with that, and like when Jen and I were together in Philly, I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing a danger dog because, you know, it's for animals and blah blah blah. And she's like, you don't need to do an animal just because it's an animal show. I'm like, no, it makes sense too, right? Man, I still thought that was so great. Like sitting, I've said this so many times, but like sitting next to her and her having no idea, talking about making her own piece for her show. I'm just like,
That's hilarious. All right, let's go to.
I think we also. I was like, we just lost Rick.
Yeah, like I hope I didn't.
Woo!
Oh my God, that would be awful. All right. No, I didn't. Okay.
You're good. You're good. I was just like, we all lost him. No, he's back.
Okay. Oh,
Oh,
all right. So then let me go
I'm sending you
to.
I'm sending you something else. I'm sorry.
There
I'm
you
late
go.
doing this.
All right. And then we have.
So for color of the month, we had that like what is it, electric blue kind of color. So
Yeah.
that was like a part of when since that was like last month, and last month I decided to do roses and like as my theme and all that. I was like, cool, then I'll just go with CMYK. Boom. So top left is neon in the rose, and then the outer color is like the regular bright brilliant blue, whatever. So that was my homework.
Right on.
And then I kept that in like a few other roses that I did, but I was like, well, I'm not going to keep like showing the same kind of fucking thing over and over and over and over. But you guys get it.
Right on. Cool.
And then I'll show you what I have next to me, and while I send this picture to you. Yeah. So I've been making these like kind of just like color studies, like for myself. Taping off like these guys and do the background first, like with the different like magentas with the different neons and all that, and then figure out where I want the hearts to go.
Right on. Are those sticker packs? Or are you going to turn them into sticker sheets?
I should, because it's like they're cool. Like I should. I'll scan them and make them into stickers. So I thought that was like just super fun, like to tape something off for the first time, because I've never actually made borders.
Oh yeah, sure.
I have no control of space, so like if I go over like if I go over something I know it's gonna get framed,
Right.
my brain's like, well, I'm not really using that much like over there, so whatever. Like, and then, so I did like different
Yeah.
amounts of it.
Right on.
So like 2 inch space or 2 inch border, like 1.5 inch, whatever.
There you go. So that would be cool as a yeah, sticker sheets, dude. Like I've got 2 brewing, like because
This one was like, okay, so this one was, I don't know if you can see that texture kind of.
they look like the Jawbreakers.
So I did it splatter paint, right? And then I painted it with a white background, and I was like, why did I do that with so much white space? So then I had to retape it and then make it black because it was driving me nuts. It was like watching it be like I left it as white and I like walked away, came back. It was like 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it today. And I said out loud, I'm not going to fix it today. There I did, put it back down, taped it off all over again. Like the good thing at that point, there's already like an edge. So I'm like, oh, just border up to here. And it's kind of cool though with the black because you can like see it and feel it.
Yeah, good contrast.
But it definitely needed I needed that. But they're all like black light. And I said this to someone earlier when I was talking about something else that we're going to talk about. I was you love that circle. Something else that like I was like, Rick is such a prime like influence on like how much neon I use now. Like you really are. You really are.
It's influenced a lot of folk.
And then the last thing that I sent you.
Oh, yeah, let me get that. See if I can. Okay, it did.
So Son of Saint made this for me.
Okay, let's get there. Don't stop showing me that.
I'm sure we all know who Son of Saint is.
Shared.
Look at how cool. Look at how badass she is. She is a badass bitch. And I said to him, like dead ass, I said, I'm gonna show this to him later, like this actual recording. I was like, this is the first time somebody like has drawn me like and hasn't made my big Jew Italian nose look like even bigger than necessary.
Ouch.
I know. I'm sorry, but like any like artist that like street artists or any of that shit that like I will not do a caricature. I will not do a caricature. But I love it so much, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be a 3D print. We're gonna get that done because that's gonna be like the Hatcher sculpt the way he had it like all done out. That's a thing now. So it's gonna be a thing between him and I. And that's like kind of that's going to be a part of like this whole world that Devil's Knot's working on that I can't talk much about because it's not my thing to like discuss, but she is the fortune teller. So it's going to be a pretty cool little twisted Wonderland kind of thing, and I'm really hoping I can like actually get that like outfit made as like a costume.
I bet you could.
I bet you can make it myself. Shit.
I bet you could too.
I should send it to my cousin who like makes like stuff with like her Cricut and all that, and be like, all right, let's talk.
I kept thinking I'd use my Cricut for this show, and I didn't touch it at all, and I'm like, but I didn't. Yeah, like, all right.
So what have you been doing lately besides 1,000 things for 2 weeks from now?
I got 12 things. I got 12 unfinished things to be done by Tuesday. Well, so a week from Tuesday is when I will leave, but Tuesdays. So those who don't know, who watch, I have chronic insomnia, and not last night, but 2 nights prior, I didn't sleep, and the night before I didn't. So like I went 2 days without 2 sleepless nights, and so my productivity was shot in the ass. And last night I actually got 4.5 hours of sleep, so I got to do stuff today, which was great. Um, but the plan was to try and finish everything by tomorrow, and because of that, no dice. So it's highly unlikely that I finish tomorrow. So yeah, so Tuesday is the big uh, deadline for it, and like if I had to load up a show to tomorrow, I could do it. It would just take me time to print stuff at Walgreens, but I'd have more prints than toys, so it's very doable. But the reason I'm stuttering because I'm sleep deprived. So you guys you get to see that huge physical difference tonight too, um, which is one of the reasons I hate when people harass Biden, because like the dude's a stutterer and he knows what he wants to say, and it's not because he's partly it's old, but he's just a stutterer, and it's like, guys, let him fucking finish his words, man. Anyway, so yeah, so Wednesday I'm going. I haven't told you this. I've enrolled in Make-A-Wish program. So
Did you?
yeah, so I met my first Make-A-Wish kiddo yesterday, and I'm working with her this upcoming week for her to make a painting. And so I had to go through the rigmaroles of finding a neutral
Stop
space.
it.
Yeah. And then in the end of August, then in the end of April, they're doing the Make-A-Wish people are doing a function, and paintings will be whatever art made by the artists for the Make-A-Wish session will be auctioned off there for charity. So it's pretty cool. And then I just got invited to an art battle in April 22nd. So we have that's our second dead week or first of 2 dead weeks for April. So kind of cool. Like I've never done an art battle before, so I'll be honing some of my mad skills when I come back from
Honing
the.
some of that fine art shit from
Well,
college.
I paint slow. All right, so like yes, I will. I paint a lot of toys, but I paint slow. So
I
I
was
just
about
need
to
to.
say, you need to make sure you reframe that. Yes, I paint a lot, because I was like, you paint
Yes,
slow.
I do, but yeah, so I do paint slow, and like I've never done something rapid fire like that. So yeah, hone some skills when I get home, and that's all. Yeah, so future stuff. So yes, I actually was working I was feverishly working on a diorama last week, or on a piece for the show, and was hoping to be able to finish it last Saturday so I could show it off. And we didn't have a show. I didn't finish it, but I'm going to show it now. So,
Oh my god, stop it!
So,
it! Oh, I gotta remember
conceptual idea of a section of the show. We got the show flyer there. We got a part of a print here in the Martian Toys cargo container that's all been tagged up. And so the only thing I have to do is I have to make the edges black. And
I have to control myself when I
so
when I
this
see
was
these things.
yeah, so this was I mean, like the piece has been the I've had the cargo container for a while, and I finally like like I had 2 ideas of what I wanted to do with it, and the first
That's
one
what
being,
you were doing with the baby. Fuck yeah, that's so cool. That is so
thank you.
cool.
On Instagram, I think on Instagram I have them. I have a blacklight picture of this set up.
I think that's the first time I've seen it that
But like
used only half, like the inner part of it,
so,
the container.
the only thing I'm unhappy with is like they stuck to the bolts, So they're magnetized, but they stuck to them. So now they're just pegged in, and that's fine. You can still switch them out, but they get to go in the hole, and that's it. But yeah, so there we go, and it's
That's
neon as
fine.
fuck. What? Yeah, it's neon
Yes.
as fuck.
Okay.
Like there's cool patterns on the floor and on the walls that you can't see right now, which is pretty cool. The paper, I'm lucky enough that it does pick up the black light, and yeah, so like one of the, and I'm just going to talk about this piece tonight. I don't think I'm going to talk about a lot of other pieces or any of the other pieces because, like, anyway, so I made some fake or some wallpaper graffiti when I was in college. And I made this kind of shit all the time. As like it was like before memes, right? And
Yeah.
so the university gave us a really cool safe space that we could paint up for murals and graffiti and whatever. And I would always make like prints on newspaper, so then you could go wallpaper it on there. And I always thought it was cool that you could go tear some of it off and then reuse it and just layer it and layer it. So like this is like that concept. So I do have some of these that are like they will be prints for the event. Not this
That's
one,
cool.
not that one. So there'll like this one will, but and it was also I'm like put one here because you always find out whenever you wallpaper something, you always find out that one that fucking doesn't work because of whatever surface. So you always have the dummy one, and then it's like then you leave it there so to show everybody else don't fucking go there. So the beware of dog one got fucked, but that's all right. But then like nobody else goes there, and they all just tag this side, and that's fine, and that's cool. We got Smirks' logo there, mine here. We got color science. We got an invasive species, space laser, colored wizardry, and I left as much of Martian toys as I could on there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And
I'm
yeah, this
so
thing,
glad that I'm gonna go with a half surgically repaired foot
yeah. So like,
before everybody else to get
and I'm just gonna
first
say
scrubs.
reasonably priced. So yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking at the time. Like I could show one more, but then I will. So let's see. Oh, and the blue pup was my color of the month. So that's important. All right, let's see. And then I showed that. That's on Instagram. All right. I'll show these two and then that'll be cool. All right. So I made a set of I found these, I got these on Amazon, and little Xenachus. So somebody like they're Pikachu's as if they were the alien xenomorph.
That's so
And
funny.
so like I painted them all in pastel colors. So you have so it blends from like, you can see like, you got the yellow to green over here, and the green to yellow, or the yellow that
Look
way.
at him.
And so like, yeah, I used the blocks from Martian Toys as a base, tagged up one side, then I used the wallpaper on the other, so you can have like multiple sides of it. And yeah, and then we got the door number one
That's so smart.
poster for the show there, and then we got another invasive species, and we got feed the animals and all that kind of shit. And this one, I like this one because I made a fake safety one where it's like, can you read that?
It says wait, hold on. Warning, table saws are ruthless.
So yeah, I took a no swimming sign, modified it a little, and just turned it into like it's eating a person. So yeah,
Jesus.
so fun shit. Because and this is cool because like I've always felt like art should be fun. Like I almost never take up a serious topic with art, and with those, there's some subtlety in it about that, but for the most part, it's fun. So like I have a couple of those that'll be 11 by 17s, and I think two of those will be printed up to be 20 by 16s. So I'll have at least 4 prints there, prints for the wall. And then I think the 16 by 20s will be scaled down so you could have like a much smaller size to take home or to purchase and take home. And 11 by 17s will just be 11 by 17 prints. So
That's
it's
so cool.
it's cool. Like,
I can't
I'm
wait
so
to see
excited to be doing this. So like so all right. So what else we got here tonight? We got that. Oh, we got to do color of the month.
You want me to
You
spin
get
it?
Spin it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, so since I'm not home, I found a color wheel online, and
It'll stop
it's
on
very.
robot.
I don't know if there is any stopping. It just spins. So it's very. I had to zoom in. So look at all those colors. Jesus.
Ooh, boy. All right, we're spinning. And we chose dirt. Okay, color of the month is dirt. Write that shit down. I've got 5 bottles of dirt right there. Dirt. There we go. All right, cool. That's awesome. All right. So
Oh wait,
I have a show.
You know what's really funny? Look, it brings up a fucking ad like every other goddamn thing on the internet now. Sorry.
Oh, it's extortion. They want your money so you don't have to pay for ads anymore.
I don't care. Use your wheel once.
All right, so let's see. Okay, so full disclosure, I have a show coming up. Okay, and I'm going to so we have at a gallery, at a physical gallery. So there's been discussion around on the internet about gallery takes and the percentages that they take. And I'd like to record this if I can. I don't know, can I?
It's recording because we're live.
Well, it's just, yeah, I thought, anyway, okay. So
you want me to screen record it?
No, it's cool. I'll just screen record it off of. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, because I may do this bit again for my YouTube channel. I need Katie Porter's fucking dry erase board. Instead, I have Rick Stroh's chalkboard. Anyway, so all right, so I have a show coming up, and recently on the internet there has been discussion about why galleries take 50%, sometimes less, and or event providers take a cut, and some smaller venues take 30% or less, and it depends. But for a actual physical place, most of the ones that we will display in do take a 50% cut. I don't think that's a secret. So the cost of that, and why, whether or not people want to give out their money, their hard-earned money, for doing a show at a gallery instead of selling on the internet on their own store or what. And I'm trying to be super nice too. So that's the thing. So why, and the idea, so we're going to discuss why people will be going to a gallery instead of just selling out of their internet store or off their social media. and we're going to cover costs and why we think it's okay and feel it's okay. Now on the counter side of this, some people say they would never want to cut half of their budget to just a host. Okay, so half your money, and that's on the surface, it's a fair assessment. I don't need gloves anymore. My hands. Yeah. All right. So it's a fair
The
assessment.
gloves
Why
are
would you
fucking coming off, guys.
why would you give half of your money that you for the half of your time? So let's say I make $100 an hour. Okay. I wish I did. But for 70 days, we'll say 60 because 2 months is easier than math wise. So, or 75, the month and a half or 2.5 months. So
Jesus
you go
Christ,
2.5 months. Sorry.
I'm not good
you
at
go
math.
2.5 months
I'm trying
for
to follow.
$100 a day. And why would you for 2.5 months all of a sudden take 50 half? All right. I don't want to go into figures of what you'd make as $100 an hour because fuck, I've never done that. But what I've made as a TA and as an educator is comparable to what I would make as an artist. Okay. And that's my standard right now. But I don't make it all the time. So like being an educator, I make that when I can, when on a yearly basis. And as an artist, ebbs and flows. And will I make a teacher's salary this my first year of doing this alone? Probably not. Okay. But in Minnesota, your base pay as a teacher is about 40 grand, and there's no way I'm touching that. And as a TA, you make about 25. Okay. And that's not like hidden information. You can go find that. It's easy enough. So let's say at my event, at the show, I have 30 toys, which I do. Okay. I will have 30 toys at the event. 30 toys. And let's say the average cost is $400, right? And this is when my marker decides to fucking betray me. Okay. 30 times 400. So we got 30 times 400, right?
Yeah.
That's $12,000. That's $12,000 for 2.5 months of work. All right. If you round it up to 3 months worth of work times 3, that's your teacher salary. Okay. That's crazy good. Would I make that every 3 months? No. Okay. But what do we do as artists every 3 to 6 months?
A lot. I mean,
we go to cons.
Oh, I was like, replace stuff? Yeah. We go to cons.
We go to cons, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I make let's say I make $12,000 at the mothership. All right, cut that in half because that's going to be my half, $6,000. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
$6,000 for 75 days worth of work. Okay, put a pin in that. $6,000 goes to Martian Toys. All right, boom. Now, if you treat it like you're only giving them money for that one day, and you're right, $6,000 is too much money. But I'm pissed because my markers failed me. But all my markers should fail. But I'm all like, I'm making a good argument. All right. So
I was like, where's a piece of paper?
I'm getting there. So $6,000. What will Martian Toys be doing with that $6,000? All right. We're going to put a pin in that too. And that's $6,000. And you go to a con. How much is a booth at a con?
Depends, but for us, like
Okay.
$900. It was $950 for or for 5 points.
Okay, 5 points is $950. And that's not counting parking, right?
Or electric
So,
or Wi-Fi.
okay, so not counting electric or Wi-Fi. So it would be safe to say that your booth is going to cost you $1,000 at 5 points.
Correct.
If you don't split it. Now these figures are going to be if you don't split it. But for a show, you don't, that money yourself isn't split, right? So like I'm not giving any portion of my money to Jasmine or to Smirks. It's just all right. So she'll have a chunk of dough that goes to Martian Toys. I'll have a chunk of dough that goes to Martian Toys. But as a con, you know, that display would be yours, right? And you can cut costs for that. But $1,000, right? Right. So you got your $1,000 for the con. How much does travel cost to go to a con? How much is a flight? How much is your flight to DCon?
It was like 400.
400? Okay, I wrote down 500. I was like, figure plus an Uber to get to your hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 15. We already got $1,500. Your hotel. How much was your hotel? Was it over $700?
If I didn't split it,
You didn't split it.
It was 1,200, 1,100.
$1,100. See, that's more than what I had. So already you're at $2,600 just to go to a con. Okay, and then food. How much do you think you spent on food at a con?
God, dear God.
$50 a day?
Yeah, that's safe.
Okay, and how many days? 3?
There's 3. Yeah.
3. So that's $150.
That's 3 just at the con, not including if you go a day ahead or yeah.
Okay, so 5, 7. So just for the con, $2,700. Okay. And if you treat your show like a con, that's already your cost. So then all of a sudden that the rest of that money, that's your con cost. Now, how much for now? Here's the best part about when you have a show at another facility. They do the shipping for you. I'm not paying. They're doing the shipping. That's out of their pocket now. So if every toy costs $20 to ship, and that's cheap, $600.
Yeah, I was just I can't do math fast. Yeah, they're saving.
No, I'm with you. I love math. So $600 for shipping. So already we're at $33.50. The cost of doing business is $33.50 already. And then, what if they're international shipping? Yeah, so that might be what, $50 a piece. So that's double. That's over double if they were if that was, so that could be up to $1,200 shipping for international. So
now, what if somebody counter argument says to you, you know, I agree with you with everything, and I do agree with you.
I want to hear.
I'm just thinking of what other people would turn around and say, but the buyer's going to pay for the shipping.
Yes, they will, but they have. So I almost guarantee, like when they do their shipping, just like many other people. So yes, this figure, okay, this figure could be lower. But that also would cover like packaging. So like when they say it's $12 shipping, they're not charging for bubble wrap, they're not charging for the box, they're not charging for Kevin's time. Still, you haven't gotten anybody's time, right? You're at over $3,000, where it's just like the cost of doing business, and then you have $3,000 to be to spend on Kevin's time for processing orders, packing them up, shipping them out, putting it up on the internet, and then the coolest part is if you went to a con and you had all this, you would have to stay there, right? You're staying there manning the show. This is dropping your shit off at an event and letting somebody watch your booth for 20 fucking days, 4 weeks,
Yeah.
28 days. So that's all right, right? Like, that means I worked that hard, and I didn't just paint those toys these 75 days. I took commissions on, I took other freelance work. So to say like I worked this whole time solely for the show that's a misnomer, and I didn't. There's other things to do. I've been working on doing the Make-A-Wish program at the same time. Had to do a security clearance for that. Had to meet with the kiddo. Had to figure out time and stuff. And it's like that takes time out of this to do this because we just can't create time out of nowhere. We have to shuffle it around elsewhere. But when you pay that commission price, you are paying for other people's time too, and you're dumping your toys to let them, and hopefully they do generate the sales you want. But then you get to have that responsibility of being able to point your toys over there.
And I think there's also like
So
an invaluable tool that comes from doing shows that like a lot of people forget is like it's a resume adder. Like, you know, if you want to go off and
it's a
do
what?
something like a resume like adder, like it's a builder. Like if you want to
Yeah.
go like off and do something like, you know, that's gonna have some crazy pay or whatever, like, and you throw on that you had a solo show that sold out or whatever, like that like people are gonna look at. That you're telling me that wasn't worth it?
And some people argue the idea that it's not worth the exposure. It kind of is. Like, you know, go to like I got just as many sales after DCon because I was there and exposed there, and people were happy to talk to me after the fact. Like being isolated doesn't allow that to happen, right? So like,
Yeah.
so building those human connections does have a value, and that's one of the harder lessons to learn. So
We're not
yes,
in a business where you can't show your face and like do
right.
shit.
So yes, I have a show coming up, and I'm very much pro big business on this, or pro small business on this, because I am also a small business, and I'm partner. I consider this a partnership to be mutually beneficial, and that's it.
You know what I said one time to somebody who said like, "Oh, why would you pay a gallery cut?" I'm like, because even like the most famous artists weren't fucking arrogant enough to say that they were too big to not pay for theirs. Like,
right.
You know,
like,
how many like huge famous people have had like shows in like massive galleries? You know for a fact that they didn't like go for free.
Right. So it took me 15 minutes to get that explained or off my chest. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I kind of rushed it, but I'm like, yeah, you know, like, and then like one of the counterpoints would be like your inventory. Okay, well, my inventory's already been accounted for. I have made. It's none of your damn business about my inventory, but it's like the only business it is the IRS, and we're square. So yeah, but
It's like back in
2.5. So you make for 2.5 months worth of work, you make $6,000, which it's low, but you also you should be having that income come in because somebody else is now doing the work for you, and that's cool. All right. I'm stepping off my soapbox.
back in when I did Pride the first year, I remember like some people were like, well, why is it a 50% cut? And I'm like, well, it's not like me as I own this building. I had to rent out the place.
Right.
And then I had to like give part of the money to Martian for hosting like the online sales. And then I had to buy like things for the event, like to actually like have it be like ran properly. And then like the money was donated. And it's like it wasn't free. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
and I wish I would be able to lovingly give like $1,000 of my money away to rent a building and buy
Right.
beer and have pins made and all that stuff. I would love to be able to do that. Like, shit, if I could.
And you made a great point with the idea that the buyers do pay for a good chunk of the shipping on my thing there, and that would reduce some of the cost, but not a lot of it.
Yeah, I was
Like,
it's not like a crazy amount.
and it's like, that means, but I don't have to pay it though. So like, I don't have to worry about it. And that's best part. And I bet they have better shipping insurance. Martian Toys has better shipping insurance than I do. So like,
And get they have like the pro rates and all that stuff of like
right. So like,
businesses
it's
and
fine.
shit.
I mean, oh, yeah. And like, and I like to consider myself frugal with my money, most times. And if I didn't think it was mutually beneficial, I wouldn't do it a second time.
No.
Just like, so
No one is too
there we go.
good to not be in a gallery show.
So yeah, so there's my my 15-minute rant on it. And yeah. So anyway, you said something.
It's before we stop. It just made me think of something from when Luke when I used to work with Luke and he was having a show for Corey Helford. I remember asking him like, "Oh, why don't you do more stuff by yourself?" He's like, "Oh, I don't fucking want to do that." And I'm like, you know what? If you don't have to, why?
Right.
If
Right.
somebody will do if
Right.
all you have to do is create and that's it.
And if people are comfortable enough not doing shows and being able to create out of their basement and be able to have a lifestyle that they're happy with what they make, great. I'm clearly not there yet.
Yeah. But like, like
Mhm.
when he said that to me, I thought about it. Like there are people, like there are famous people who own his shit. There are like famous people who own his stuff, and it's like, how would they have gotten that? Not by Googling Luke too.
Somebody had
They,
to know somebody.
yeah, they walked into that place, or they went out for like the cocktail hour at the bougie ass like gallery. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm on your side. I'm pro galleries.
I don't. Yeah. So I had a professor who was a great portrait artist, and he painted a painting of Jonathan Winters, and
Oh.
it's super dope. And the part of the agreement of painting was the contractual agreement was in X number of interviews after receiving this portrait, he was to have it in the back of his room that he's interviewing in, and he did. So like Phil always had a picture of Jonathan Winters on TV with his portrait in the back. Like,
that's so cool.
Be smart about that kind of shit, right? So like, and I was watching a guy named Dr. Toys on YouTube. He had a piece of an artist named Charles Bennett. He goes by the Wolfman of Tennessee, even though he's now in Florida. And he had one of his paintings on the wall, and I'm like, I know that dude. like got onto Facebook, and I'm like, I saw your shit
That's
here.
my brand.
So yeah, you know, and like, and so it's cool. And like, what else? Like, I've seen like the craftsman like does a pan of his shelves, and like there's always like sometimes like you can see Resin Rookie's piece in there, and I'm like, I saw your piece in this video. And yeah, so it's also who you know, and yeah, so like it pisses me off seeing the dog pile something like that, but you know, what can you do except use your own voice? 3 Mile came out great. So yeah, but you also have a show to talk about, don't you? Or
Yeah,
you want to talk about it now? Okay, go ahead,
yeah.
bring it up.
Sorry. I was trying to think of like something like fun to say, and like it, nothing happened. We are doing Pride in Art again. Yay! June 17th at Martian.
June
Yeah,
17th.
that's all I got. I have the 3 charities picked out for this year already. We're gonna have the heart pins back, and then we're also gonna do some bully pins in rainbow, and it's gonna be awesome.
Cool.
I'm
And
excited.
weather permitting, I'm going to have my piece to give you in March or in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, like I have it designed over there. I just have to go cut it out, paint it, put it in a frame. Just
Yeah.
minor details, right? Just minor.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do it.
minor.
Do it all.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just execute
Make
it in the
it.
next 2 weeks. You know, that's fine. It's fine.
What's
But yeah,
left of it?
so like
I'm making it.
yeah, I had the materials, and that's the hardest part.
Hey, it is.
So like I'll go to Hack Factory either tomorrow or Monday, and I'll cut it out on the laser, and then I can paint it. And you know, like I know I mentioned it. I don't remember mentioning it here about being on the Make a Wish thing, and that's like so finish my toys up by Wednesday, so I can spend 3 days with my kiddo to make sure her thing is done, and then you know by if I have to burn the midnight oil on those 3 days, so be it. Saturday is the varnish day for all toys left. Um, when I go into prime 7 things tomorrow, I'm gonna take the 5 or 6 things to varnish and just
You
boom,
said
boom, boom.
Saturday?
Every Sunday.
Sunday.
Okay, yeah. So tomorrow, Sunday, is
A week from
varnish
tomorrow.
and prime. Varnish and
Okay.
prime. Wednesday is hopefully have everything finished.
Okay.
Saturday is to have things. Saturday or Sunday is to have things varnished. So Saturday is to
Okay.
have things varnished. Monday night I can pack things up, and Tuesday I'll leave.
I'm trying to think of if I can say something to you on the live here on Saturday. Like, did you finish your homework?
Do what?
Did you finish your homework? Like, did you finish your dinner?
You can ask that. Like if I'm not varnished by Saturday before paint club, I'm still gonna say I'm done. Like I'm fucking done. But there shouldn't be a reason not, unless the spray booth breaks between now and the next week. Yeah, I should be golden. Like I have everything. Like I have stuff here to paint, and I'm not waiting for something to just be primed, and so like everything's in motion, just different waves. And it's cool. Like yeah, it's great. It's refreshing. Like I have a buddy, Jason, who was helping me take pictures last weekend, and which was cool. And I told him my goal is to have 5 toys done by Wednesday, which that didn't happen. I had 4, but I was like, my goal is 5 on Wednesday, but have everything done by this Saturday. And he's just like, be real cool if you did, man. And I'm like, yeah, it would be cool. And he's like, I believe you can. I'm like, I do too. And then Wednesday night, everything went to shit. I'm like, oh, Jesus. But yeah, if I hadn't
Jinx yourself like a fucking asshole
I
over
hadn't
there.
tanked myself, I'd be done, or I'd be still showing off just as little. But yeah, so yeah, we went to, like, my buddy has an office room that he rents out to set up his photo studio, and he shoots models in there and stuff. And he's just like, he had set up like these, he got a hold of these hallway mirror doors or closet mirror doors, and that's what he had set up alongside where we were shooting photos. And he had put up a galaxy or space scene in the back, and we had a mirror underneath my toy and another mirror in front of him to just reflect as much black light as possible everywhere. And and they came out fucking fun, and it was just blacklight pictures. And there's gonna start coming out more and more. And
I canend
yeah,
wait.
it's like, actually, I'm gonna show one just because. So I got
Teaser.
Oh yeah. So like, I had
This
a
is the
toy
teaser trailer to the show.
the big goal was to have there we go, to have be done so early so that I could compile a video for of all all the stuff that's been in progress. And it just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, you know, whoops, what the hell is that?
He's showing off his other stuff, guys.
I'm showing off our showing. I'm showing off. I
Watch out.
apparently shared. I did an Inception thing where I shared. There we go. Boom. The phony Oni.
Stop it. Is that the guy with the balls?
Yeah.
The balls.
That aren't balls. Yeah.
I know. That's why I said it like that. Yeah. Oh my god, that's so cool.
So yeah, he did a fantastic job shooting that.
That's so sick.
And then like, and
Stop it! That's so cool.
So I was shooting pictures behind the scenes, so you have like that infinity mirror going on. So it's like it's.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I love that. That is such a. That one needs to be like the cover photo or whatever.
So yeah, we had
so cool.
Are we still on there? Yeah, we were just fucking around for part of it. Okay, so in this, you see that?
Right, Jason?
So the
that background. those tears. Those tears.
So yeah, like that toy's pretty dope. And let's see, gotta stop that. So yeah. So we had a good time. And then I don't know, dude. Like next week is all up in the air. So thank you, Jason. So yeah,
I cannot wait. Behind door number one.
I'm excited. All right. So, oh, you know what? I wanted to ask you. Like, it's part of the show format, and we just went. We skipped the background sound altogether. What have you been listening to this weekend?
Oh, fuck.
Everything.
Well, I mean, I drove here, so that was like 6 hours of music. A lot shuffle, whatever shuffle gave me, but I've been listening to this, like, because like you don't need to watch it because they just show pictures of the people, like you don't need to watch it. It's called Unusual Suspects, so it's like murder mystery, of course, and it's like people that like you didn't suspect obviously to commit the crime. It's like just, it's wild shit. You'll be sitting there and I'm like, bet you she did it. That's like my favorite thing to do, of course. But oh god, I watched a movie the other day, and now it's driving me nuts because I really loved it. It was with Woody Harrelson,
Oh yeah, was it the
and
Champions, the new one?
no,
Oh,
he's it's okay. Hold on, I gotta Google it because he's like it's like with a bunch of Dutch actors and stuff like that. Some wild
wild.
shit. Yeah, it's on Hulu. Like I was watching it on Hulu. Oh
Okay.
God,
So have you seen History of the World Part 2?
no, and I need to. And I
Because you have
did
Hulu.
see SNL, like you said. I'm caught up
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
Mandalorian because as Dylan lovingly said, I needed to make sure that I watched um like and was all caught up whenever we were to watch, like in case you quizzed me, and I was like, of course I'm going to be
Oh
caught up, of course.
well, we'll see. Nobody's hit a mark yet.
Yeah, we have, yes, exactly. We haven't done it. Let's see what it was. Oh, Triangles of Sadness.
What?
It's a
Okay,
satirical black comedy,
okay.
and it's fucked up,
I love
and
Woody Harrelson. I love
and
him
it's
in True Detective.
great.
Holy shit.
If if you are capable of not vomiting for a little bit, it's because it's kind of gross at first, and then it goes into just like it's yeah, it's great. It's great.
Okay.
Pay attention to
Maybe
it
I'll watch
because
it. Okay.
it's fucking. You're sitting there just like the whole time. So basically, of a black satirical comedy where you're like,
Oh no. Okay, good. Triangles of Sadness.
trying. It's on Hulu,
All
yeah.
right.
It's like
I'll look for that.
I saw like it on like the it's new or whatever thing, and I was like, that kind of looks familiar. And then so I watched the trailer, and I'm like, is that fucking Woody Harrelson? And then like
Love
I
Woody.
looked it up real quick, like just IMDb, like the cast, and I was like, oh my god, it is. I gotta watch
When
this because I guess it got stuff at like the Cannes Film Festival and shit like that.
nice. I have a buddy who looks like Woody Harrelson and his voice is a little raspier and gravelier, but his delivery is similar too. So, well, hold on a minute. Let me just tell you the story this way.
Have you seen his SNL?
I saw bits and pieces of it. I saw where he kept like wanting to get the coat, and I'm like, oh, are they mad at him for his monologue, or did they forget, or are they just going to turn this into a joke all week, all night long? And so, like, I don't know. I thought it was like, I
They
remember
gave it to
Tom Hanks.
him.
They did. It
Yeah,
was
at the
like
end.
Scarlett Johansson running on and giving it to him and leaving. And I'm like, man, when they first did it, like Tom Hanks was the first to be
I love that they
in the
gave it to
5 times.
Jack White though. They're like, we want to
It,
give the
like,
jacket to Jack White.
like, yeah, like it was just weird. Like,
It was a weird
really?
monologue, man.
It was. It was like I was just waiting for certain punchlines where I'm like, are you really taking a shot at this, or are you just like, are you high and rambling? Maybe a little bit of both. I don't know.
Okay, so I guess that film, Triangles of Sadness, is nominated for the Academy Awards for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay.
Nice.
No wonder I loved it. I love fucking watching the Oscar movies. Like I didn't even know. I just thought like I was like, oh, that captain looks like he's fucking Woody Harrelson. That's so weird. Let me watch this trailer. Oh shit, it is.
I forgot the Oscars were this week or were tomorrow. And the only thing that reminded me was by Wednesday, I was like, where the fuck is Jimmy Kimmel's shit on YouTube? And because he's hosting, he's not doing it. And they didn't even get somebody to like fill in for his position like he does for summer. You're just like, nope, we're not going to be airing. And I'm like, This has been a great fucking week to have somebody on late night talking about what's going on. They're like,
Yeah.
Colbert and Seth Meyers aren't covering everything, or I want to hear it again, but with Jimmy's perspective, I don't know. Like, come on.
Ho-
But
hopefully, I'm home by then.
I'm like, so I got Amazon Music, the trial, and I found a Tom Stoppard play. It's based off a Pink Floyd album. It's really good, called Dark Side. And I found it on Spotify years ago. And then you know how all these media companies will shuffle shit in and out, and so I hadn't been able to find an actual copy of it. So because I'm doing the trial, I'm like, oh, I'm going to listen to this until I'm freaking tired of it.
Until I don't want to be played anymore.
Like it's a 45, 50-minute play, and it's cool. Like, and it's like, you know, I know most of what's going on in it, so I can work while listening to it. So it's cool. And then like, well, when so I was on Priscilla's show, um, Priscilla in the Morning show, and we were talking about things we listened to, and I was like Motown. I sometimes, you know, I use Motown to get me going, and
I grew up on that.
More specifically, like, you know, if I'm not listening to some of the other things that that I normally mention kickstarting it here, I'll grab Sam Cooke or some other Motown guys and go, or I'll find people who cover Sam Cooke and listen to that, because like it's just like I'm a big Sam Cooke fan. So when I got the Amazon trial, they had a live show on it. Or no, I had the playlist had a live performance, but it didn't have the whole show. So I found it on YouTube, and it was a show done in Harlem, and it was a freaking amazing live performance. And I'm like, damn, if I'm not going to listen to this more than once. And I think since then I've probably listened to it 4 or 5 times, and I, you know, put it up on the computer or when I'm down. I'm like, just fuck, man, it's so good. He interacts with the audience so well. The band is excited. You can tell the band's excited there. He's jazzed up, and it's so good. And it's only about 35, 40 minutes long, but it's a concentrated chunk of good vibes. Oh, I love it. So, all right. Anything else we need to add tonight? We're just like, I mean, we've been true to format, or true to like not be a whole lot of tangents, which I'm like, amazing.
Wow, us.
I'm tired.
That's probably it. You're probably like so over, like you're probably so tired.
Worn myself down.
So you're just like,
I've worn down, but I'm gonna
get this shit over with.
I'm gonna go enjoy a quality cookie when I'm done.
I had mine before we went live, as you saw.
So yeah. All right. So Nicole, please tell the good folks where they can find you, and we will we'll wrap this up, and everybody gets to go do stuff.
Here on Instagram. I will be at Rick's show, even though I will be 2 days off of surgery. So I must love this guy so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's those 2 places.
Awesome. All right, I'm
getting ready for June.
Oh, getting ready for June. There you go.
Oh, with you. That's right. We didn't even talk. We didn't even say that. Rick and I are going to hopefully be boothing together at 5 Points if we're confirmed together, and we're going to have a paint. Wow, we fucked that up.
Oh, we didn't fuck it up. I'm like, how? I didn't want to bring it up, whether or not it's still in the air, and I didn't. I'm like,
well, I applied for it, so we'll see.
We both have a show to promote, and so
we'll talk about that on another day, guys.
Oh
But
my
that's something
goodness, yes.
that's something in the future.
To get that confirmed, we'll talk about it. That's awesome. So Rick Stroh on the Instagram right there, and door number 1, show with Smirky Smirks, March 25th at Martian Toys on Martian Toys online, or Mothership Gallery in person in Philadelphia, 3314 East Girard Avenue. And doors open at 6:00. My online sales go on at 7. I'm promoting that, a lot of it, because I need to. I want to, and goddamn it, it's fun.
And
So
come get a cheesesteak with us.
yeah, cheesesteak sandwich. God, the chicken sandwich place right by there. That's
Yeah.
amazing. The
There's a lot right around there for
dude,
food.
like I'm gonna be there. Get there on Thursday. On the 23rd, I'm going to be on Pop Rosie's show, and like Friday I'm going to be at the gallery to set up and stuff. But I'm like, I kind of want to go to the zoo. So like I may just go to the zoo.
Do it.
I haven't been there in 30 years. So or
Do it. Fuck
30-some years.
it.
So
Yeah.
like zoo's not that far. So
Rev did it. You do it. Make it a thing. Make it if you have a show at Martian Toys and you're in town, you gotta go to the Philly Zoo. Or you're a
that sounds
bitch.
cool. We'll see who wants to join me on Friday to go to the zoo, or maybe we'll just do it on Saturday.
I
Can't
was
do it
going
on
to say I
Friday,
hate
so.
you so much because I can't. We'll see how much I can walk.
Yeah, you get you a wheelchair. All right, dude. I will see you next week, and I'm sure we'll talk throughout the week. So, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for interacting with us. We will. We're rule number 3: paint bravely. So, all right. Good night, y'all.